So hello. Before I start, I'd like to do two things. First, I asked you to get me deck of cards, yes? And you don't know the order of this deck of cards, you haven't handed it to anybody? Okay, good. The second thing is, I'd like to propose a game. I propose a game, the game of the impossible. That's the fancy title on the slide. Everybody, this is the idea. If you bring your hand palm up like this, towards the ceilings, for those who have played it before, shut up. Thank you. The idea is to turn your hand from palm up to palm down without turning your wrist. Because logically you have to turn your wrist to turn from the palm up to palm down. Okay? So everybody just put out your hand. It's not a trick, something. How many of you think that is impossible by show of hands? Just be honest. Skeptics. About half, right? Okay, I'm going to get into it later. My name is Mike. I am a sophomore, major in psychology and economics, and I occasionally do magic. When people combine the word magic and Mike, it reminds them of a film that came out a couple of years ago called Magic Mike. For those of you who don't know, that's a film about male strippers. To be honest, that's not the sort of magic I would do for free. People have certain stereotypes about magicians, and that is very strange. For example, the first stereotype about magicians is that they think we're clowns. We have like big red nose and pull rabbits out of hats and scare children to death and get out of birthday parties and things. It's not what we do. The second type of stereotype would be what I call the Harry Potter fetish. They think we can do absolutely anything and everything. They think magicians can fly, can make ourselves invisible. Creepy. We can make things move, spells and things. It's not what a rational magician would do. The third type of stereotype is they think we, after we introduce ourselves, I would say I'm a magician, and he instantly just asked me the question, oh, how many girlfriends do you get per night for a week? There was a word for it actually called a pickup artist. It means you pick up, well, you know that, right? It means like you pick up girls for a job. I could, but I chose not to. See, people have certain stereotypes about magicians because they do not understand what we do. What we do is not the impossible. What we do is the illusion of the impossible. Everybody, do you still remember the game? Bring your hand palm up like this. I will show you how to turn your hand from palm up to palm down without turning your wrist in 6 moves. Okay? Number 1, up, do not move your wrist. Number 2, sideways, do not move your wrist. Number 3, forward, do not move your wrist. Number 4, upwards. Number 6, sideways. Number 5. And number 6, forward. Look at that. What have you done? Now just 2 minutes ago, half of the audience put their hands up and think that's impossible. And I just did the impossible, which defies the explanations in the dictionary because you couldn't do the impossible, or else it would be called the impossible because the impossible cannot be possibly done, right? So this is the idea. We do not do the impossible. We make the impossible possible. There's a big difference. There's a big difference. She's still doing it at the back. The difference is this. Just because you haven't seen something yet doesn't mean it's impossible. Right? The internet was said to be invented here at UCLA in about 1969. Before that, nobody knows what internet is. Nobody knows what Facebook is. Nobody knows what this means. see it every day in lines at Acronym. People just go like T-Rex. And nobody knows what that means. Before the telephone was invented, nobody knows how you could possibly call someone from the other side of the world. They think you're just raising an ice cream cone towards a ear and talk. They think you're a lunatic. Nobody knows what that means, but it's just because it hasn't happened yet. That's a different definition of the impossible. I used to talk with some of my friends, magician friends, when we had this interesting talk. And we gathered the 3 most frequent responses to a magician. I would define a response that would be something that the audience think that a magician would not possibly done. For example, the first question that we get asked a lot is, can you turn that into 100? After we've done a sort of money or bill type of trick, they would ask us, can you turn that into 100? Well, the answer is yes, because it is not physically impossible, because the 2 types of bills, they're made up of the same material and things, and we can do it through some form. Illegally, it is possible. It's just we don't do it because we don't want any things happen to us. The third most frequently asked questions is, sadly, can you make my wife disappear? That's what they get asked a lot in professional circles. It's true. Well, the answer is yes. Illegally or legally, you can get divorced. You know, just get rid of that woman and you're never going to see her again. For the feminists down there, I'm sorry. That was just a joke. For the second most frequent asked question, I'm not going to tell you what that is, except to say it has to do with certain body parts. And the answer is absolutely yes. See, we have different definitions of the impossible. For me, the impossible is this. It's this. It's right here, right now. All of you are sitting down here. Think about it. If you haven't heard of the SPIEL talk, you wouldn't be here today. You wouldn't be here right now. If you tripped or slipped, you wouldn't be here today. You wouldn't be here right now. If you haven't gone to UCLA, you wouldn't be here today. You wouldn't be here right now. You probably wouldn't come to the country. I'm an international student. I applied for several schools and I chose UCLA. I might not be here. I might not be here right now. So take a look at all the steps you've taken. Take a look at all the choices you've made. That's the impossible. Because the chance of you be here today, right here, right now, is astronomical. It's highly, highly improbable. But it happens. And you're here. You're a living evidence of the impossible. Now all of you are thinking, what the heck is this guy talking about? Rather than explain it to you, I'd like to show you. 10, is that right? 10? Can you stand up, please? Thank you very much. 10, just stay there, it's fine. I asked you to get a target. I asked you to think a number between 1 and 52, yes? Can you just loudly tell everybody what number you're thinking of?
23.
23, good. Thank you very much. Just take your seat down. And Sharina. Before any of this, I approached you, I asked you to clear out the thought and clear out space in your mind and inject the thought for playing fun, yes? And you haven't told anybody, you haven't written anything down. For the first time, can you tell everybody what card you're thinking of?
The King of Clubs.
The King of Clubs. The number is 23. That deck has been sitting there for the entire time. I haven't come near it or touched it. Yes? Sir, what is your name?
Alex.
Alex, can you help me?
Sure.
Everybody just give Alex a big round of applause. That's 4 mathematics. Thank you. very carefully take the box and get the cards out of the box. Is that every card? Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to deal the cards face up, one at a time, one on each other. Alright? Just do it right now, and I'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stop. That's 10 cards. Did you see the King of Clubs? No. No. Good. The next hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's another 10. Did you see the King of Clubs?
No.
It's good news for me. Now deal 2 cards. So the 21st and the 22nd. That's the 23rd, right? Can you sort of take a little peek of it? Can I get a card? I like to close my talk with a quote from one of my favorite magicians called Kenton Napa. He used to open his show with this line. He said, "What I do is not real. What I do is not fake. What I do is symbolic." What was the number again? 23. What was the card again?
King of Clubs.
Ladies and gentlemen, the King